Hey guys, welcome back to another Red Power Getting Started Part 3. That didn't sound right, but still, welcome to Part 3. So this was supposed to be the last one, but I'm gonna make another one. I'm sorry, I've already set it up, so the last one is pretty much gonna handle all the sort of gates and logic. And for this one, we're gonna start with the timer. And this is one that you're gonna use a lot, I can promise you that now. Now, it may seem like a bit of a pain to make, but you use these components for every single sort of gate and logic item in Red Power. So hang on to them. You only make them once and then you use them forever pretty much. So let's see. First of all, we have the furnace. Cook some stone in there. You get some stone wafers. You need quite a few of those. So I'd just recommend making 2 stacks, and that should last you forever. So once you have the stone wafers, combine it with some redstone to make these stone wires, or combine it with more redstone like that and make stone anodes, or combine it with wafer, a redstone torch and a stone and makes a stone pointer. And lastly, we have just a stone wafer and a redstone torch, and it makes a cathode. Now you're going to use these 4 components for every single Red Power logic item out there, but for this time we're just gonna handle this one, which is the timer. So we're gonna show you how to make it. So it's 2 stone wafers, 3 stone wires, 1 pointer and 2 anodes, and then this last one cathode, and that makes you a timer. Now this thing is incredibly handy. So you place it down like that. It has 1 output, no inputs. Oh, it does have inputs actually, but the inputs only stop it. So for example, now this torch is on, so the timer doesn't work. Then when you right click on it, you get this sort of dialog box, and you can set the interval. So if I just remove this torch, we can set it takes about 2 seconds, and every 2 seconds it's going to give off a redstone current, and it's going to open this piston very shortly. Now we can change this to as short as 0.2. Which, yeah, this will lag your server. It even lags here in single player. Well, it doesn't lag, but it doesn't really work properly. So if you're using this on machines, I would always recommend 0.6 as minimum, and that should be fast enough. You can go lower, but especially in multiplayer, it might mess up at some points. So yeah, that's this little baby. You can use that a lot, so I'll just remove it for now because it makes a lot of noise. So yeah, more machines. Yeah, definitely we have more machines. Now the first one, and it's also the most complicated one of this sort of episode, and the most useful one, is the sorting machine, and that is this thing here, and it looks sort of like a gas to me. I don't know if that's just me, but and it's called a sorting machine. Now how do we make one of those? Well, we need quite a few things. First of all, this is the simple recipe. So it's 5 iron ingots and 2 red dot wafers. Again, I showed you how to make these before in the other parts. I'll link to it in the description. We need a filter and a blue alloy ingot, and that makes the sorting machine, so that's nice and easy. Now the sorting machine is here. So I've put a chest here with some items. So brass ingots, iron ingots and blue alloy ingots, and that's just a transposer. Now we want to have the brass go in there, the iron in there, and the blue alloy ingots in there, or something along those lines. I can't remember the colors. So how do we do this? Well, when you right click on the sorting machine, first of all, you notice that it needs power, so keep that in mind. You put your items that you want to sort in here, in these bars, and they're vertical. So if we put these in here, these will go into the white slot. But for now, we just want to have them in separate ones. So white, orange, and magenta. Now there are different options here. I'm not going to worry about them. I'll just notice that the first one, it just picks an item here and then it goes on. The one that I use most of the times is this one. And what that does is it checks in here if it can find anything. So say a stone wire comes in here. It's going to check all these, and it's not going to find it. So then you can set a default color and say, okay, all items that you can't find in here, send it to gray. Now that's one I use most, but for this example, I'll just do the first one. So, as you can see, we assigned colors to it. And let me turn off the rain because that's annoying. And sort of iron bars is white, blue ingots is orange, and brass is magenta. So how do we do that? Well, we make some paint. And first of all, we're gonna need to... Oh, I didn't make this. Okay. So what you're gonna need is, and I'll just show you as well, is 2 iron ingots. Actually, I can show you here. That's easier. 2 iron ingots and a tin ingot in the alloy furnace, and it makes you 4 tin plates. And with these 4 tin plates, you just put them in a U shape like that, and that makes you a paint can. Now, once you have a paint can, you can add color to it. For example, for the white one, you add some bone meal and 2 flax. And flax you can just get by punching some grass. I think you can also grow it, but you don't really need much of it. For the... where's the other colors at? Okay, I didn't make the other ones. Well, you get the idea anyway. So bone meal is for white. Here it is. Magenta is for magenta, and orange is for orange, of course. So just replace this. Keep the flax seeds there. You always need those. Now, once you've made the paint can and you added some paint to it, you need to make a paintbrush. And it's very easy. Just a stick and some wool. Doesn't matter what color. Just any color will do. And I'll make you a paintbrush. And then you combine those two, and you make a blue paintbrush. If you use the blue paint, of course. And if you use the white or the magenta or the orange one, you get a paintbrush like that. Now, the paint itself will stay, so you can use it like many times. Again, in my Let's Play, so many episodes, use it so much, I still have only 1 paint can per color, so easy. Cool. So let's take these out. So we have the white, magenta, and orange, just like in the sorting machine here. White, orange, and then magenta. And then all you do is get the paintbrush out, right click a tube, and I'll make this. And orange, and magenta. And there we go. That's it. The red power tubes are smart enough to know that anything coming out of here, white, it's just going to push out because there's only one way. It's going to push it out and it's going to find this by itself. You don't have to do this white as well. So pretty cool. So let's start that, shall we, and see if it all goes into the right direction. It's the brass into magenta, the iron into the white. Nice. Perfect. So there you have it. That works, the sorting machine. Again, I'll show you how to make it. So 5 iron ingots, 2 red dot wafers, a filter, and a blue ale ingot, and that makes you the sorting machine. And to be honest, I think this is better than the logistics pipes that Buildcraft have, just because it's much more customizable. It's kind of cheap to make as well, so very nice. Let's move on. The next item I want to show you is the deployer. Now this thing is kind of interesting. You make it with 6 cobblestone like that, 1 redstone, 1 piston, and 1 chest. So again, very easy to make. And this thing pretty much acts as a player when you right click on an item in your hand. For example, with a sign, you place a sign. With a block, you place a block, etc. So you can right click on a deploy, you can put items in there, and then when you give it a redstone current, and I'll just do this with a lever for now, it places a block. So remove it. Pretty handy. Now this seems a bit silly, but we can place torches. So that's kind of cool. Oh. And I was thinking you can do probably water as well, because if you right click with a water bucket there, it makes water. But it doesn't work. So I don't know if that's my build or, you know, but it doesn't work for me anyways. Now another cool thing you can do for automating as well is you can add seeds to it, and then when you give it power, it plants a seed. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. So that's the deployer. There's many more things you can do with it. It's very versatile, so it's pretty cool. So let's go on to the next one, the block breaker. Another very useful item. So you make it like this, again, very cheap, like most red power stuff. 6 cobblestone, a piston, redstone, and an iron pickaxe. That makes you a block breaker. Now this thing is almost the opposite of the block breaker, I guess. As in, it destroys the block in front of it and spits it out the back. So you can connect tubes to it, of course. So let's see what that does. Ploop. There we go. And you can put anything there. I'm not sure where there's sign actually. Nope. Oh, yep. Also a sign. So that's pretty handy. I think it also works with seeds. And this is the classic example in Red Power. So this is how you generate free EMC in Red Power, at least one of the ways. This is a cobblestone generator, a mini one. So all this is a block breaker and a 2 deep hole here with water, and a 2 deep hole there as well with lava. And because the water and the lava come together under here, you can see that it makes cobblestone. And then we have the block breaker to remove the cobblestone, send it up into the chest, and the lava and the water will come together again and make more cobblestone. There we go. So this is sort of an easy way of making EMC in Red Power, although it's kind of slow because it makes one cobblestone at a time, so you need a lot of these. Now I haven't tested this yet, so I don't know if this works, but that's a block break here, and I've got a tube leading out the back into this chest, and I'm gonna try and use that with some reeds and see if that works. Okay, it worked, but only for the middle one. The top one just fell off, so you need to make 2 of them. But yeah, another pretty good example of how you can use block breakers, and not just for sort of the cobblestone generator one. Now let's move on. The relay. Now the relay is a little bit special. You create it using, actually I'll show you that first, using some wood, some cobblestone, a red dot wafer, a transposer, and a buffer. Now the buffer itself is not incredibly useful, I think, at least. I've never used it. So the buffer is made using wooden planks and 4 iron bars, so kind of easy, and it makes you a relay. Now I'll just take these out. There we go. Now this is a quarry, and this will show you what the relay does. So with Buildcraft pipes, you can just sort of plonk them on there, and the quarry will spit it out into the pipe and go through your pipe system. You can't do that with Red Power pipes. Like if I try to place some pipes on top of it, you can see they're not connected, so that doesn't work. And I think this is with some other Buildcraft items as well, some machines. So what you do instead is you put a relay on top and just position it right. This is not right. Screwdriver. Screwdriver. Can I have a screwdriver, please? There we go. That's it. So like that. Now this quarry thinks that this relay is a chest, and that's why it places it directly in here, and this will just pump it out straight away as well. So if you connect the tube to this or that, it'll pump it through. So that's sort of a simple tool to use. So yeah, that's a relay, but there is much more. Is there? Where? For you to find out yourself. Of course. Lame, isn't it? But yeah, really, that's about it. You know, that's the main machines I handled here. There's a few others, and there's a lot of this stuff going on here with Redstone. I'll show you that in the next episode. But really, just play around with it, you know. And I sort of explain all the basic uses for like a block breaker with some reeds and or sugar cane. But you can do so much more with it. But you're really gonna have to find that out yourself, because hey, that's tech kit for you. So one thing I will not do in these videos is frames. Red Power frames are incredibly powerful, but I already made a video of it, so go check that out. I'll probably put a an annotation there somewhere, and also check the Red Power logic, which is the next one I'll make, and I've already got it prepared, so by the time you watch this video will be up as well, so I'll put a link to that as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.